In this team selection video, I'm going to reveal my plans for Saka, my United midfielders, whether I'm going to bring in a Spurs midfielder or not, and if I'm actually going to wildcard. Building from the back, I've got Pickford starting against Bournemouth at home over Turner, and I do sound like a broken record here. Pickford hasn't got any clean sheets yet, and this is another easy fixture. Unfortunately, I've not had a free transfer to swap him out. Benefit of hindsight, I would have took a hit, and then a clean sheet from another goalkeeper would have covered that hit. Of course, I couldn't have predicted the future at the time. The points projections were there, so were the clean sheets and the easy fixtures when he's rotated with Turner. It's just not landed lucky at all. In defence, I've got Trippier against West Ham away. I brought him in a few game weeks ago. Since then, he scored 38 points. Next to him is a defender I'm actually concerned about. It's Ruben Diaz against Arsenal away. The reason I'm concerned is that City have got difficult fixtures for the next 8 game weeks. They've only got one easy fixture in that block of 8. So ideally, I would like to sell him this game week, but I think my free transfer will be spent elsewhere. Obviously, I could take a hit, but he does play in the best defence in the league, so it would be difficult to get those 4 points back, especially when I do plan on selling him in a few game weeks. That'll be after game week 11, after his easy fixture. My last starting defender is Cash. He faces Wolves away. That's a decent fixture, and Villa have got decent fixtures for quite a while now. What I love about Cash is that he's got 3.7 expected goal involvement so far this season. That's by far more than any other defender. Moving to the bench, I've got Sula and Baldock from Sheffield United. They've got a decent fixture against Fulham away. The problem is they're both flagged in the game still, so I might not get minutes out of them. I would prefer them to Bayer against Chelsea at home though. I just don't fancy Burnley to keep a clean sheet. In midfield, I've got the United duo of Rashford and Bruno against Brentford at home. Brentford have a decent defence, but at least it's at Old Trafford. I expect more off these two players than what we've been provided, especially Rashford for his price tag. Hopefully we get something this game week, but I won't be selling them because they've got Sheffield United away next game week. So with the way I've been speaking up until this point, you might be able to tell that I'm not wildcarding anytime soon. If I was, I'd probably sell Rashford and I'd probably reinvest those funds into someone like Son or Salah. However, right now I do think Bruno is a better option. He's on penalty duties. He has provided more so far this season, and to be fair that he is cheaper as well. In game week 12, it might be worth captaining a United player against Luton at home. That's whilst Liverpool face Brentford away and City have to face Chelsea away. They're two decent defences. You can say what you want about Chelsea's finishing. That has absolutely no impact on the defence. They've got some of the best defensive numbers so far this season. They did last season as well, to be fair. Next up in midfield is Saka against City at home. Obviously, that's a difficult fixture. Then he's got a difficult fixture after that. The problem is, if I sell him, who am I going to captain in 3 game weeks' time? Probably him or Salah, which would mean I'd probably have to take a hit to bring Salah in, or I keep Saka. So right now, Saka's flagged in the game. He might not play this, but to be fair, it has happened in the past and he has played. But just because something's happened in the past doesn't mean it's going to happen again. So right now, my biggest consideration is Saka to Son against Luton away. It's ideal that Son plays in the first fixture of game week 8, so we should get leaked team news whether he's starting or not. If we get leaked team news that he's out on the wing and Richarlison's starting up front, I am tempted to go for Richarlison instead though. I've not decided whether to captain one of these players over Haaland or not. I will be publishing a best captain video. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. Next up in midfield is Sterling against Burnley away. This is the last of Chelsea's easy fixtures. Then I'm probably going to have to shift him on next game week. If Arteta doesn't keep his cards close to his chest and deem Saka fit, then I might actually sell Sterling a week early and get Son in for him instead. Lastly in midfield is Mbeumo against United away. He has dropped off recently, but if you look at his season from a whole, it's still not bad for his price tag. I can understand why people are getting frustrated and selling him. I'm not going to do that though. He's on penalty duties, he's playing out of position, his underlying stats are still decent since the end of last season, and he plays Burnley at home next game week as well. Up front is Haaland against Arsenal away. That's a difficult fixture. I can see why people are selling him on the wild card, but I'm not going to do that. I'm planning on wildcarding after blank game week 18, in game week 19, ahead of a potential double game week 20, and up until that point, I'm probably going to captain him for roughly half of the fixtures. That's a lot more than what can be said about Salah. I say Salah because he's the only other proper premium player with De Bruyne out injured, so where are those funds going to go anyway? I might as well get the reliable points off Haaland and still get the captaincy out of him. Lastly up front is last game week's captain, Morris against Spurs at home. It's not too bad of a fixture. Then he's got Forest away, but it does get quite difficult after that. So the plan was always to own him for a few game weeks, then shift him on. Sorry if my voice has been off this video. I am feeling ill this game week, but I still wanted to get this video out. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more videos like this.